In this review, I'll show you how Personeo helps you improve your communication skills through realistic role plays that are tailored to your specific needs. Watch until the end where I will tell you my pros, cons, and give you my final verdict on whether or not you should be investing in this tool. You can grab lifetime access to Personeo on AppSumo. You can stack up to 3 codes. Now, one code is $69. It gives you 30 monthly role plays and 10 monthly custom role plays. And if you stack the codes, then you get the higher limits. Now, if you are on the hunt for the best software you can use in your business, I have my private Notion doc of my must-have SaaS tools for digital entrepreneurs. I have tons of AppSumo tools and other marketing software you can use, and I update this frequently. Now, if you want free access to this Notion spreadsheet, just click the link in my description. Okay, so this is the main dashboard of Personeo, and as you could see, the UI is a little hard to understand. It's a little convoluted. So you can create individual sections here. So I created one called sales. This is customer support. And this one is team management. And all of the role plays that you've favorited will be listed in your favorites section. Now you create sections to save and organize what they call packages. Okay, so you could think of packages as folders. Now inside these packages are role plays. So these ones are the role plays. These ones are the packages. Now for whatever reason, they do show you both the packages and the content of the packages. So this tailor your communication to the 4 personality colors. These are the 4 personality color role plays. So it does take some time to understand what each of these squares mean. I wish they kind of made it maybe into a table format and everything is organized under maybe a list view with different columns. Because right now it looks like you can scroll to the right, but you actually can't. So it's a little confusing and misleading. So this is the dashboard. Now, Personeo is all about improving your communication skills, your soft skills in the workplace and with your clients or really any situation. Okay, so if you click on explore, you can explore different packages and role plays. So right here, they give you 4 packages that you can start with to develop your skills. You could also create your own custom role play. Now, this is great because you can create a role play specifically for your business and your specific situation. So if you want to improve your client communication skills that has the unique characteristics of a specific client, you could feed it all that information and it'll become your client and you can learn how to communicate with your client with this tool. So I created my handling angry client traffic drop. So when I was an SEO consultant, I had tons of angry clients calling me asking why, their rankings dropped, their traffic dropped, and it was always kind of like a struggle communicating the reasons why and next steps. So to improve my communication skills, I created a role play for that. Now, if you need more help finding a role play, you can select your role here. So are you a manager, a sales rep, a customer support specialist, or so on and so forth? And you can tell it what you want to practice. So do you want to practice handling salary raise requests, solving conflicts, motivating your team, and so forth. And you could also select a specific goal as well. So if you want to get better at your leadership skills, negotiation, empathy, active listening, assertive communication, and so forth. Okay, so let's just say we want to get better at maybe teamwork. So these are all of the teamwork role plays. Now, as you could see here, this first one is in a different language. The other users can actually publish their role plays publicly, and it'll show basically for everyone using the tool. So I believe you will see some role plays from other users as well. Now for my angry SEO client roleplay, I made that public, and what I will do is include a link in the description, and you could actually roleplay with that angry SEO client completely free. So please just try it out and see whether or not you like it. Okay, so this one stands out to me. So performance feedback discussion. So I'm going to click into this role play, and on the right hand side, you can see the creator. You can share this role play. You can add this to your favorites, and here you can add it to a package. So I created these 3 packages. Now, if none of these make sense, you can create a new package and then save that roleplay into your new package. And then you can learn more about this specific scenario. So in this roleplay, you are the team manager meeting one-on-one with Andy in a private room. Andy recently did an organizational task using his creative method, but it didn't align with your team standards, causing extra work for others. Your goal is to discuss this constructively, emphasizing the importance of following team protocols in future tasks while ensuring Andy feels supported and confident. You're focused on positive improvement rather than past errors, and you could see your performance history right here as well. You can also choose a different language. So there's English, there's French, German, there's also Spanish as well. And to communicate with this AI persona, you can chat via text, and you have 2 ways to communicate with Andy, this AI persona. You can chat by typing, or you can do a voice chat. Now, first, let me chat with it through text. Okay, so Andy says, "Hey Kenneth, thanks for meeting with me. I heard there were some issues with the way I approached that recent task. Can we talk about it? I'd love to get some clarity." So I can reply and say something like, "Hey Andy, yes, thanks for bringing that up. I noticed that there were a few errors in your report," and then I can send it to him. And then he'll reply, "I see. Could you point out specifically what went wrong? I'm trying to understand better where I might have veered off from what's expected." I can say something like, the graphics in each section of the report were not formatted correctly, and send that over to Andy. And, all right, I thought I had them in line with what was needed based on what I used to do in my previous roles. I get why it might have caused some confusion. What was off about the format and how should it have been done? And then I can reply back and say, make sure the graphs are bigger and centered in the report, and send that over to him. Got it, makes sense. I'll be sure to get the size and alignment right next time. I appreciate you letting me know. Is there anything else you'd like me to adjust or keep in mind moving forward? So as you can see here, you are basically communicating with this AI persona in this specific scenario. So you are basically learning how to communicate better with members of your team, and you getting more comfortable with these types of conversations. So after you are done with this conversation, you can click on review, and then Personeo will give you a score. So I scored a 2.5 stars out of 5. And it gives me a summary. So it says, your conversation with Andy showed some room for improvement in meeting the success criteria. It listed out strengths. So you responded promptly to Andy's initiative to discuss the situation. Areas for improvement: acknowledge positive intentions, explain impact and standards, establish clear expectations and next steps, so on and so forth. So I really like this summary and report showing my strengths and weaknesses for this conversation. It just helps you understand what you can do better. And then on the bottom side, you could view your history. Now I can click on try again, and then I can chat with this persona as well. Now let me show you my angry SEO client AI persona named James. Now this time I'm gonna do a voice chat. Now you could see my scenario here. So you're the SEO account manager, and you've just received an unscheduled urgent video call from James, an angry client. He's concerned because his website's traffic has dropped significantly over the past month. James is considering dropping your services if he's not satisfied with your explanations and solutions. Your goal is to explain the situation, reassure him, and present a solid plan to recover the lost traffic. Turn the situation from confrontational to collaborative strategy session, ensuring that James feels confident in your approach moving forward. So this is my scenario. Now I'm going to start a voice chat.
All right, Kenneth, let's get right to it. The website traffic's been tanking for the last month, and I'm not seeing the ROI I was promised. You need to explain what's going wrong and how you're planning to fix this. And I want specifics, not some vague reassurances. I've got my analytics right here, and I can tell you our competitors aren't seeing the same drop. What's going on?
Hey James, thanks for calling me. So I did notice the traffic drop pretty significantly this month. And I was taking a look at Google Analytics, and I noticed that in June, traffic does tend to slow down. And I believe it is because of seasonality with your product that you sell. So June is natural that you are seeing this sudden traffic drop.
Seasonality? Really? I've been in this business for years, and sure, there's some fluctuation, but it's never been this bad. I'm talking about a 30% drop, Kenneth. I need more than just a seasonality explanation. And why aren't our competitors seeing the same slump? There's got to be something more to this. What about our SEO strategy? Are we targeting the right keywords? Something's not adding up here.
Yeah, I could see what you mean. The traffic does seem much lower than last year. I'm going to take a look at the main blog articles and try to optimize the title tags and the body copy to make sure they are optimized. And come July, when seasonality picks up, you should see an increase in traffic because what I'm going to do is do some more keyword research. And then by Friday, I'll start optimizing the title tags and also working on improving the body copy.
I appreciate you acknowledging the issue, but I need more than just a promise to look into it. We can't afford to wait and see if July picks up. What immediate actions can we take to address this? And I want to know why our competitors aren't experiencing the same drop. Is there an algorithm update we missed? Are they doing something different with their SEO? I need specifics and a clear plan of action, or I'm going to have to consider other options.
So I don't have any insight into our competitors, but I am pretty confident that their traffic dropped as well. But what I could do is take a look at their website to see if they are optimizing anything, if they've made any significant changes. And by the end of this week, I'll have a plan to figure out what new content we can create to better compete with our competitors.
I need more than a plan by the end of the week. This is urgent. I want you to start the competitor analysis immediately, and I expect daily updates on what you're finding and how you're adjusting our strategy. We can't afford to wait around. And if you find anything they've been doing differently or any missed algorithm updates, I want to know immediately. We need to turn this around fast, or I'm pulling the plug on this whole operation.
Okay, no worries. By the end of today, I'll give you a general plan. And by this Friday, I'll give you the full plan and I'll start working on optimizing your site. And I'll be emailing you every single day. And feel free to call me if you have any questions.
All right, I'll hold you to that. I need to see some real progress, and I'll be expecting that general plan by the end of the day. Daily updates, remember. Let's make sure we're on the same page and turning this around. I'll be in touch if I need any clarification. Don't let me down, Kenneth.
I won't, James. Have a good day. Bye.
All right, we'll talk later. Goodbye.
Okay, so I'm going to end the chat. So it was pretty good, right? James replied back very naturally. Kind of reminds me of the tons of conversations I had when I was like a full-time SEO consultant and working at SEO agencies. These clients, they're pretty, I don't want to say common, but you do get them. I got them sometimes. So a lot of PTSD I received. So you scored 50 points and gained 2.5 stars for this conversation. So when I was creating this AI persona, this role play, I gave it kind of like 2 things it should check against to determine how well we score. So the first one was educated. So James better understands how SEO works. So the criterion was not met. And then I also added the second one where the client needs to understand next steps. So James understands the next steps we will take to improve his site traffic. And I really like these kind of like explanations here. So I didn't do well with educating the client. So it says, to improve this outcome, you should provide a clear, detailed explanation of how SEO works, including key factors like algorithm updates, content quality, and technical aspects. Use analogies or simple examples to help James understand complex SEO concepts. And then they also give you example responses as well. So I really like these explanations here. Okay, and this is the analytics section where you could view your analytics or also your team's analytics as well. So you could see the played count, the average score I've received, average stars, and then the average score over time. And then here you could view these graphs that show you how well people are scoring for these different parts right here. So this is my name. So you could see if you are doing better, like what specifically you need to work on. Now, I also am noticing like this different language here. It could be a bug, I believe, because I'm not sure why it's not in English. And this hard doesn't really make too much sense for me. Customer support kind of makes sense, like how I'm scoring with customer support. Sales 101 role play course, right? You could see how well I'm performing here. But this hard doesn't make too much sense. And you could also view your participants as well. Okay, so this is my team member. Now I'm going to click on apply and let's see if my team has done anything here. So you could see, you or everyone, you or everyone. So you could see how well your team is performing as well. And then for profile, this is where you could view all of the role plays you've created, the packages as well. And then you can create a new package. You first need to select a role play, and then you need to go to reorder the modules. It does take a little while to go to the next step. So you can reorder modules. If you have more than one, you can add a section, and then you can customize the package. You can add a thumbnail, give it a name, a description, and goals and visibility. So available to anyone to discover or unlisted. So yes, you could make this completely public or private. And then you could select who can have access to it, like everyone or account managers. And I did create this team called account managers. So I'm going to click on this back arrow. And then for users, so this is my team here. So I have two members here. And then I did create a team called account managers. And then this is an account manager. So you could create different role plays, different packages, and invite specific people or teams so they can log in and practice the role plays in that specific package. Now to create a role play, we can click on create role play, give it a name. Okay, so I filled this out. So the persona name is Kevin. He's a potential SEO client, and my role is an SEO agency sales manager. And you can give it a difficulty, easy, normal, or hard. The one I did earlier was kind of hard, even though I believe I selected normal. So I'm going to do easy. And then you need to give it a description. So I said, I'm on a discovery call with a potential SEO client. He is a local business and is interested in SEO for his website. I need to understand what his goals are, and try to sell him on my SEO services. Then I'm going to click on generate, and it will generate the persona for us. All right, so this is what the AI generated all by itself. So roleplay name, SEO discovery call success, persona name is Kevin, persona role, my role, the voice. So you can choose from different male and female voices. I'm gonna say friendly male voice. This is the persona's details. So a summary of the persona's background, experience, knowledge, workplace, pain points, common objections, etc. Kevin is a small business owner who's been running his local business for about 5 years. He has basic knowledge of digital marketing, but hasn't invested much in online presence before, so on and so forth. That's actually pretty good, right? It explains what a typical local business is. And this is the persona's behavior. He's friendly, attentive, and genuinely interested in learning more about SEO services. He remains a positive attitude throughout the conversation and is receptive to explanations. When faced with complex technical terms, he politely asks for clarification rather than becoming frustrated, so on and so forth. And then you can upload an avatar. Now, when I was creating my angry SEO client avatar or persona, I actually created an image avatar using CLab, and I selected this guy as the angry SEO client. So I did create this AI image and then added it as an avatar for that persona. Okay, so once you are done here making edits, you can click on next. And then you need to create the scenario. So this is a scenario for the roleplay. And this was created by the AI itself. So the conversation takes place during a scheduled 30-minute video call. Kevin found the agency through a referral from another business owner and requested this discovery call to learn more about SEO services, so on and so forth. So I really like it. Success criteria. So this is what you need to set to determine the success of the roleplay. And this will help determine how you are scored, like out of the 5 stars, how you are scored and what goals you want to achieve. So here could be, Kevin agrees to your SEO services. That would be success, right? And then teams that can edit this role play, you can select all or just the account manager's team, and then set your visibility. You can make it duplicatable. So if allowed, other users can replicate this simulation, see the instructions and edit them. And then recommendations, turning off recommendations disables the option to receive recommendations. I do want recommendations, and then you just click on create. So I'm going to go back to my angry SEO client and click on edit. You could edit these after you create them as well. Okay, so you can go in here, make some changes, change the avatar. This is my avatar. I'm going to click on next. And then we can update the scenario if we want to, and then update the success criteria. So maybe we don't want to have a success criteria like having the client be educated. So I can just delete that. Click on confirm. And then the only success criteria would be understanding next steps, and make some additional changes, then click on save changes. And so this role play is updated. Okay, so these are my pros and cons of Personeo. Okay, so I think the role plays are very accurate. I think they really reflect real situations, real people. I really like that. It's also easy to create a custom role play, as you saw. So you gave it a few sentences and then the AI took that information and turned it to a fully fledged out role play. The AI responds in a real and natural way, which I really like. And I really like how the summaries are very helpful. So after you are done with the role play, they kind of give you, what you can improve on, what you are good at, and you can learn from the summaries on how to maybe speak better in future role plays. So I really like the summaries. In terms of the cons, so I think the UI needs a lot of work. It is hard to understand how to organize the collections and role plays. It's a little convoluted. Also, it can be buggy here and there. So as you are kind of going through the tool, you might run into a few issues on, why isn't certain things working? Things like that. And also when speaking with the AI, you need to speak fully without gaps before the AI responds. So when I'm speaking, sometimes, I'm saying something and then I stop because I'm figuring out what else to say. But then the AI replies back when I didn't want the AI to reply back. So you might need to physically pause to kind of get your thoughts together and then fully reply. Sometimes you might need to speak really fast just to get all of that information out there for the AI to respond back to you. It doesn't fully reflect a real life conversation where there is a natural pause, where there are natural pauses and physical feedback, right? Because when you are on the phone with someone on Zoom, sometimes you might not be speaking full sentences. You might be replying back in different words very casually. So the AI doesn't necessarily always pick up on those real life verbal cues or even physical cues as well. So it does help you, but at the same time, being physical with someone is always the best route. Now, what is my final verdict? So I say yes, you should get this tool. I think this is a great tool that you can use to improve your communication skills and soft skills. This is also great for teams, right? So if you want to improve the communication skills of your team members, this is a great tool that you can share with them. They can use it. You can track their progress as well to make sure everyone is improving on their communication skills.